Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 12 on Fourier series. In previous lecture we have discussed about half range series. So as we have discussed, if we are given a function on the interval of type 0 to L, then we can develop fx as a Fourier sine series or Fourier cosine series by extending this function in such a way that either it becomes even or odd function. If we extend the function fx over this part minus L to 0 such that graph of fx is symmetric about y-axis, then fx becomes even function, and in that case Fourier series of fx is Fourier cosine series. And if function is extended in such a way that its extended graph becomes symmetric about origin, then the Fourier series of extended function contains only sine terms. So whenever we are given a function on this type of interval, then we can express our function fx as a Fourier sine series as well as a Fourier cosine series. So that will be given in the question, that whether you have to represent your function as a Fourier sine series or Fourier cosine series. And formulas we will used are formulas for the Fourier series of even and odd functions, which we have discussed in previous lectures. So in this example we are asked to derive half range sine series of this function pi minus x over the interval 0 to pi, or we can be asked in this way also: find the Fourier sine series of fx equal to pi minus x in this half interval. So here we have to use the formula for Fourier series of odd function, but here we are given the half interval, so our L will be equal to pi, and whatever extension we will consider, that extension will be odd periodic function and it will be of period 2 pi. So here we will find out first Fourier coefficients Bn, because we are interested in the Fourier sine series. So Fourier sine series is given by sigma Bn sin nx n equal to 1 to infinity. Because this is periodic function of period 2 pi, we have sigma Bn sin nx. So we first calculate Fourier coefficients Bn. So formula for Fourier coefficients Bn is 2 divided by L integral 0 to L. We use the general formula fx sin n pi x by L dx. Now here L is pi, so if we put L equal to pi, we have 2 divided by pi integral from 0 to pi fx is pi minus x, and if we consider L equal to pi, we have sin nx dx. So here we apply integration by parts. We consider this as function u, this as function v. So pi minus x as it is. Integral of sin nx is minus cos nx divided by n minus derivative of pi minus x, which is minus 1. Integral of cosine function is sin nx by n, and there is minus 1 by n in the product, and here we stop. In the next step, derivative of minus 1 will be 0. Limits are from 0 to pi. So first we put x equal to pi. So for x equal to pi, this term will be 0 and this is in the product. So this whole term will become 0 when x is pi. Similarly, when x is pi, here we will have sin n pi, that will make this term 0. So there is no contribution when x equal to pi. So when x equal to pi, this whole bracket becomes 0. Now we put x equal to 0. So when x is 0, here we have pi. pi minus 0, and cos 0 is 1, so here we have minus 1 by n, and here sin 0 will be 0, so this is the only contribution from x equal to 0. So this we can rearrange, here negative negative positive, so we have pi divided by n. So Fourier coefficients Bn are 2 by n, so therefore Bn equal to 2 divided by n, n equal to 1 to 3 and so on. And we can now write half range sine series or Fourier sine series. Half range Fourier sine series of given function fx is given by fx equal to sigma n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n pi x divided by L. Now here L is pi and our function is pi minus x, so we put L equal to pi, value of Bn is 2 by n, and here we have sin nx. When L is pi, this pi will cancel out, and here 2 is independent of n, so we can take it outside, and we have sigma n equal to 1 to infinity sin nx divided by n. X is in between 0 to pi. Or we can write few terms of this series. So suppose we consider n equal to 1, we have sin x divided by 1 plus sin 2x divided by 2 plus sin 3x divided by 3 and so on. X is in between 0 and pi. So this is the required half range sine series of function pi minus x. Now same function can be developed as a Fourier cosine series. In the previous problem we have written pi minus x as a Fourier sine series. So in this case we have extended graph of pi minus x in such a way that extended function becomes odd periodic function, so that we are able to express pi minus x as a Fourier sine series. Now if we extend the graph of pi minus x in such a way that it becomes even periodic function, then we can represent pi minus x as a Fourier sine series also. So in this example number 2, we express pi minus x as a Fourier cosine series. So here we find half range cosine series, or we find Fourier cosine series of this function. So here also interval is half, so we consider L equal to pi. Because we are considering half range cosine series, we have extended our function in this interval minus pi to 0 in such a way that extended function becomes even function on the whole interval minus pi to pi. So now first we have to find out two coefficients a0 and an. Formula for a0 is 2 by L integral from 0 to L fx dx. L is pi, so we have 2 divided by pi integral from 0 to pi minus x dx. So this is equal to 2 divided by pi, integral is pi into x minus x square by 2, x is from 0 to pi. So this is equal to 2 divided by pi. When x is pi, we have pi square, pi into pi square, and here pi square by 2 minus x equal to 0. So here pi square minus pi square by 2, that is pi square common, 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2, so here 2 will cancel out and 1 pi will cancel out, So coefficient a0 is pi. Now we find out coefficients an. So formula for an is 2 divided by L integral from 0 to L fx cos n pi x by L dx. Value of L is pi, so we put L equal to pi. Our function is pi minus x. When L is pi, here we will have cos nx dx. So now we apply integration by parts by taking u equal to pi minus x, v equal to cos nx. So pi minus x as it is, integral of cos nx is sin nx divided by n minus derivative of pi minus x is minus 1, integral of sin nx by n is minus cos nx divided by n square. X is from 0 to pi. So first we decide the value for x equal to pi. When x is pi, this quantity is going to be 0, and because this is in the product, when x is pi, this term will vanish, and there are 3 negative signs, so we have minus 1 cos n pi divided by n square. This is the contribution when x equal to pi. Now when x is 0, due to sin 0, here we have 0, and again 3 times minus 1 is minus 1, cos 0 is 1 by n square. So now we simplify all these things. Cos n pi is minus 1 raised to n, so we write cos n pi equal to minus 1 raised to n, here negative negative positive 1 by n square. So finally we obtain, we can take n square common, and here we have 1 minus 1 raised to n. So these are the Fourier coefficients an equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. So once we have a0 and an, we can write half range cosine series or Fourier series. Half range cosine series of fx is equal to a0 by 2 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n pi x by L. So therefore pi minus x equal to, the value of Fourier coefficient a0 is pi, so we have pi by 2 plus an is 2 upon n square pi, so we can take 2 upon pi outside summation, it is independent of n, and here sigma n equal to 1 to infinity 1 minus 1 raised to n divided by n square, and L is pi, so here we have cos nx. 2 upon pi is taken outside, it is independent of n, and inside the bracket 1 minus 1 raised to n divided by n square. Let me write it properly. This is sigma n equal to 1 to infinity, x is in between 0 and pi. So this is the Fourier cosine series of the same function pi minus x. If we wish, we can write few terms of this series, pi by 2 plus 2 divided by pi. Now here minus 1 raised to n is 1 if n is even, so this quantity will be 0 if n is even, and if n is odd, minus 1 raised to n is minus 1, so this quantity will be 2 if n is odd. So when n is 1, we have 2 by 1 square cos x. For n equal to 2, it is 0. When n is 3, we have 2 by 3 square cos 3x. For n equal to 4, it is 0. when n is 5 we have 2 by 5 square cos 5x and so on, because here we can mention that 1 minus minus 1 raised to n is 0 if n is even, and it is 2 if n is odd. Now here in each term we have 2, so we can take it outside. So therefore pi minus x is pi by 2 plus 4 divided by pi, and we have cos x by 1 square plus cos 3x by 3 square plus cos 5x by 5 square, and so on. X is in between 0 and pi. So we have expressed function pi minus x as a Fourier cosine series. So in this way we can find out half range Fourier sine series or half range Fourier cosine series of a function which is given on the interval of this type. If we are interested in the half range sine series, we will consider sigma bn sin n pi x by L n equal to 1 to infinity, where bn is given by 2 by L integral from 0 to L fx sin n pi x by L dx. If we are interested to express fx as a half range cosine series, we will consider a0 by 2 plus sigma an cos n pi x by L, n is from 1 to infinity, where a0 is given by 2 by L integral from 0 to L fx dx, and an is given by 2 by L integral from 0 to L fx cos n pi x by L dx. So for the problems related to half range sine series or cosine series, our function will be given on this type of interval, and if we are asked to express fx as a Fourier sine series or half range sine series, we will use the formulas for the Fourier series of odd functions. And if we are asked to express fx as a half range cosine series, or if we are asked to find out Fourier cosine series of a function on the interval of this type 0 to L, we will use the formula for Fourier series of even functions. So we don't have to remember half range series separately. The only thing which is different from Fourier series of even and odd functions is that in the problems of half range series, our function will be given on the interval of this type. Lower limit is always 0, upper limit is some positive real number. So in that case we will consider this end point as L. In the case of Fourier series of any function, what we are doing, suppose we are asked to find out Fourier series of this function on this interval minus pi to pi, then here we consider L equal to period divided by 2, that is pi. But in the example of half range cosine series or sine series, interval will be given as half interval. So length of this half interval is nothing but value of L. So here we will not divide by 2. Here length of this interval is pi, so we will consider L equal to pi. Suppose we are asked to find out Fourier cosine series of fx equal to x cube on the interval 0 to 3. If we are asked to find out half range cosine series of this function fx equal to x cube on this interval, then we will consider L equal to 3. But if we are asked to find out Fourier series of this function fx equal to x cube interval from 0 to 3, then here we will consider L equal to length of this interval divided by 2. So L is 3 by 2 in this type of problem where we are asked to find out Fourier series of fx equal to x cube, interval is from 0 to 3. So the difference is here function is defined over the whole interval and here function is defined over the half of the interval. So here in the example of half range cosine series or half range sine series, be careful that your interval will always be in this form and whatever end point we have, that we will consider as value of capital L. And in the example of Fourier series, whatever interval is given, length of that interval divided by 2 is the value of capital L. So I hope you understand this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment sections. Thank you very much.